Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. Champions begins tomorrow. Many big storylines emerging overnight. Big results in the challenger side as well, especially in terms of which teams have qualified for Ascension and are the favourites from the North American side, but also some predictions going down for the World Championship. Boostio expecting exactly what's going to happen in Group B. Definitely raising some questions here, but also the Mapset changes coming through. Many of the Sentinels players rather happy about this, but it will not apply for the World Championship. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Things are of course getting underway in Seoul very surely indeed. Quickly, this here from Ardis right now. Look, this guy is joking around. I think there's no chance that this guy's being legit based on what he was up to on stream. But look, he was looking at the Liquid roster that was supposedly leaked and saying, well, maybe it's time to put together a hypothetical KOI roster. We don't really know what the future is on Scream yet. We heard rumors, of course, that his potential return to Liquid, maybe as a content creator, maybe as a player, who knows. But yeah, how about a Shados, Starkso, Scream, Nukian, Patty Tech roster? I don't know, there's some upside there. It's not going to happen, let's be real. Ardis is just taking the mic. By the way, though, in the Americas, confirmation that the MVP is going to be Aspas. I mean, there's literally no other player that even can win it. And right now, if you're looking at greatest players of all time, Aspas is right there. There are questions, who's like the next Aspas, right? People have talked about Primi, very talented player. We'll see how he gets on over the coming, obviously the champs and then the season itself. Because actually the first play that Talon play at this year's World Championship is against Aspas and Lev. So we will get to see that Aspas versus Primi matchup. Now, like, it's very early days with Primi, but we know this guy's talented. So that's going to be exciting. I think for Aspas, it's just about, for me, the consistency. Like, every single series you see him play, he's always dropping numbers, right? You just never see him have a bad series. And just his individual level in terms of first blood conversions and clutch rate is just completely ridiculous. So yeah, back-to-back MVP awards. Congrats to Aspas, but he doesn't need it. This guy's just absolutely the GOAT at this point. But let's talk about Ascension, because this was a phenomenal result last night for TSM, and in many respects rather an unbelievable turn of events. The Challengers League in North America went from being heavy favourites, right? Moisturify were really good at the start of the season. M80 were good, but not even that close. Oxygen Esports looked like the best. And all of a sudden, TSM basically come from nowhere to make the run, take down Moisturify, knock them out of challenges, and qualify themselves for Ascension. But this is really tough for Moisturify, I thought, especially. And also, this series being a best of 3... okay, whatever, it is what it is, but this is like the most important series in many respects. The loser's final here to determine who gets to go to Ascension to try and actually qualify through Ascension and get into Tier 1. This, I think, should have been a best of 5, but look, it was a 2-1 in the end for TSM. What a masterclass here from Seven as well. This is a crazy story because Seven, of course, Mexican player, I'm pretty sure that Ascension is being held for the Americas in Monterrey, Mexico, so he's going to get some cool support there. But yeah, this a proto-sim duo that was dropped a while ago, they come back to win, and it really just was a couple of poor performances on the MXS side. Like Flyer had a really rough one, but we'll see that in a second. I think Marder especially was the player though to note, because even they won the game 14-12, but TSM kept their mental resilience. They then won Moist's map pick here 13-9, and then on the Haven it was a 13-7 kind of 7 masterclass here on the final map, 27-8 on the Sova, and Marder on the Jet 9-16. So this is the difficulty, right, that he'll look back at that series, because Marder's been really, really good for this team for a long time, and in the one series that he really needed to deliver and get them over the line, didn't have a good one. They lose the series, and obviously Flyer as well is kind of saying, wow, that was an insanely disappointing performance in how he played in Call for the last 2 months. No excuse for this result. So yeah, they're not going to be there, and TSM somehow have qualified for Ascension. They were denied by the Partnership League a while ago. They, of course, picked up this roster. I didn't think they were really going to be in the conversation to make it here, but they've done exactly that. They've made it to Ascension, and they are now one step closer to actually making it to the league. Whether they can take that final step, that is, of course, another challenge entirely, but they're definitely capable of doing so, and as Seven says, put some respect on my name. After only knowing failure for the last 3 years, incredibly happy to know that I'm not that bad. Made Mexico, we're just getting started, he says. So wow, how's that going to go? Typically, we are going to find that the Americas teams that are there are going to be the favorites, right? And, this is one of the reasons why DSG, Disguised, they kind of decided, well, maybe we won't bother with this year just because, obviously move over to become effectively the Bleed Academy roster over in the Pacific because, M80 was still going to be really good, Oxygen, Moisturify, but now TSM are the threats. So definitely one of those two teams will be the favorites to win Ascension and qualify from the Americas side. And yeah, if TSM, after all the drama and, them getting rejected by the partnerships and all this, they could well still qualify after everything that's happened here. But let's talk about the map pool and how that's changing, right? Because they did a state of the maps yesterday and confirmed several changes. Sunset, by the way, is going to receive a design update to the B site to deal with post-plant spam and gameplay problems. And this is a classic problem on many maps. I think they tried to fix this on Pearl, and I don't know how much they're going to be able to fix this on Lotus, but it does kind of ruin the map setup when, you're planting the spike in a certain spot just to basically wall bang it to stop the defuse. And, I think it's kind of a cheese tactic, to be fair, and they are going to make some changes to the map to try and prevent that being the case. Then again, though, is that the biggest issue with this map? Is it the biggest issue across the board? I mean, people are still going to say, are we serious that we're going to fix it here but not on Ascent, where the paper-thin walls are, continue to be, I would say, a pretty massive point of concern? But this is the major map pool update. Pearl and Split are coming back in with patch 9.08. So just worthy of note, I think yesterday was 9.02, so 9.08 is a while away and continues to be that case. Icebox and Lotus are going to be gone, so this is pretty interesting. Icebox is gone again. Lotus is a map that I think has grown on many people lately, actually, but is still going to be rotated out. So maybe some changes they're looking to make over there again, but no updates are getting brought. Split is fine the way it is, no problem there. Pearl, okay, I know they reworked it a bit, but I'm kind of surprised they're not looking to change anything at all. And it also raises the question, what's going on with Fracture, right? Is Fracture ever going to come back into the play, or whatever you want to say? But this is what's happening. Icebox and Lotus out, Pearl and Split in, but it ain't happening yet. And that is the key point, right? Because Champions is starting tomorrow, but they're obviously not going to change the map pool now before Champions, so this is why they're potentially going to change it afterwards, after what is also going to be a major meta change, we believe, as well with the agent stuff. So as Zelsis says, so he took out Split for fun before Champions to nerf Sentinels and then brought it back. Hello, right, we need to talk, because this was like the best map of Sentinels, their defense, their ability to win attacks, but also to retake bomb sites. I think especially on their defense on Split was basically unparalleled, and then it's gone from the pool, and it has hurt Sentinels to some degree that Split has been gone. Of course, you got to just get good at every map, but still not been great for them. And now they're like, damn, we're going to play champs and then it's coming back? Like, come on, are you guys taking the mix? So maybe this is one of the reasons why, although it's not really, the Boostio is giving this explanation in terms of who's actually going to win the groups. Boostio knows that he's going for some content here, but I thought it was still entertaining regardless.
G2, Paper X, Foot, EDG. No, EDG beat Foot. Boom. Done. Boom, done. Guys, Sen got destroyed by us, and we were bad. We were playing terrible, and we destroyed Sen. Sen is not winning. I'm sorry. Like, we played bad, and we destroyed Sen, so they're not playing up to par right now. Like, for sure not playing up to par.
So what do you guys think about that prediction there from Boostio across the various groups? Is he correct that Sentinels are going to have a hard time? They do have the toughest group. It is the group of death. There's no doubt about it. And that Gen.G Sentinels game is an absolute banger to start out the tournament, right? Because, these are some of the guests, by the way. I thought it was pretty cool to see on Tarek's watch party. That seems to be the case. Boostio's going to be there. Demon 1, Jorgamo, Rob, and Kaide. So this seems to be the plan for the Tarek watch party here. But yeah, these are the games to basically open up the tournament. Gen.G Sentinels is a banger, and then of course FPX Team Heretics, another potential banger as well, and that is the entire group. So I think it's really tough to predict who's going to get out of that one. I'm gonna say that probably Gen.G and Sentinels I think will find a way to make it, but it could very easily be Heretics, and we've got multiple players now, Boostio, Som, and others saying that Sentinels is going to have a very hard time getting out of that group, and it may well not happen. But even then, you got to beat the best if you want to be the best, and if you can't make it out of the group, then the reality is you weren't going going to be winning the event. But very much interested in your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Mr. Kingston's in 10
back
months.
the spawn is not enough because they can't break and find
Thoughts
a
on
perfect
chat
timing
leaking
to really
scrims?
take down TSM, but they're gonna attempt it one more time.
I mean, I
This
think
time
it's
with Hunter's
fine.
Fury.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. DSM, the same plan. Hunter's Fury to pressure them back.
I only think it's weird if he doesn't get permission from all the players that he can watch the VODs back.
To just cut them at the heel
Like,
as soon
most
as
of us
that
are pretty
makes
close to
sense.
chat,
Step
so
in.
like we don't really care.
It's a lot of pressure on a Proto who barely dodges the net
They're
as
like-
they jump down. It's 1-for-1.
It is a little like,
And weakening MXS, you'll take every
Not
one of those
weird.
picks of your TSM and
think
Simkus
it's
to
fine.
keep the alpha for really
I'm
how
sure, like, the
long?
community
Now
loves
the
it.
Aldrons are
you will never
gliding
see
in
like
the air
anyone
from
else
the
do what he's
shadows
doing.
from Vic. We'll
To
see
be
if
honest,
he
it's
gets
kinda
to the
genius from
backside
chat.
and get away with
Like,
a double kill on the
starting
flank.
his stream like
And
that,
TSM have Sim with it
that's a
up.
good way to,
GFU
like,
with
start
the
your
Paranoia. It's a
streaming
2v2
career.
on the post plant. Paranoia's gonna hit Brock. He has green up Susan.